Hello, if you were born in March, stand up, Sustenarian, stand up. It's my March month. If you were born in March, stand up, and dance around the apple tree. God bless you. And dance around the apple tree. God bless you. Okay. So all my March borns, happy birthday. It's such a beautiful month. March has a lot of energy. Just like myself, all March bonds are full of energy. And of course, it's usually something that you can't do without. Imagine a hall without energy in it. It'll just be dead. Anything that looks glorious, party, fun filled is March. So I hold dear all my March colleagues. And especially today, March 17th, happens to be a very senior colleague's birthday. His Excellency Dr. Barrister Peter Mba, the Governor of Enugu State. Happy birthday, sir. May your reign continuously be awesome. On this special day of March 17th, you are remembered all the way down here in Cameroon. We pray that God will continue to preserve you and that your reign will always be as glorious as it already is. You keep moving from glory to glory to glory. I also remember my other colleagues, Barrister Egan Agabi. March 23rd, I remember Barrister Eze Ogumneme. March 29th, I remember Barrister Charles Uzodinma. March 29th, and I March 27th. So you see, all of those dates don't leave my head because it's our month. Okay. So to all of you new subscribers, pardon my excitement, it's the March energy. To all my new subscribers, my old people, you're all welcome to Sustenary Energia. Of course, with you is Barrister Egbe Eyong Akumde. I specialize in energy, natural resources, and sustainable development law. Today is another episode. In this episode, we have to talk about natural resources as a whole. I could exceptionally mention petroleum in the course of my explanation. However, I will use the word multinational companies interchangeably with international oil companies. So if the resource is mining minerals, then you'll be talking about mining minerals as a particular natural resource. So this means that this episode isn't natural resource specific. This episode basically just wants to expose how the United Nations assisted the developing countries in retaining their power over their natural resources. That brings us to permanent sovereignty over natural resources. Now, in the course of exploitation of natural resources, investors, that is the multinational companies, always found themselves in conflicts with the producers of the developing countries. What kind of conflict was it? It was a kind of conflict where the investors, that is the multinational companies, didn't know their boundaries. Because they possess the technical know-how and the managerial know-how as well, they somehow went into a technical oblivion, thinking that to some extent they could even own and control the natural resource. And definitely it wasn't going to go well with the host country, which was aware, of course, that these are my resources. So why are you the one coming to control me? Of course, everybody knows if you meet me in my territory, you can't be controlling me. So this is where the conflict came from. And the multinational company was like, okay, if I won't control, exploit it, let me see. I am the one with the technology. So if you don't want me to be the one in control, let's see how this will work. So there was some dragging, like tiraillement, as a Frenchman would say. As such, a third party had to step in, and this is when the United Nations came in very quickly. So the United Nations came in now, and according to them, a resolution was passed. A resolution was passed over natural resources, according to which the investors were clearly told that they do not have any power over natural resources. They do not own them, firstly, and secondly, they could not control them in the given state where they found themselves. That was a resolution. Now, this resolution brought about a shift of the balance of power. The balance of power was now shifted from the multinational companies or international oil companies to the producers in the developing countries. And this had to be reflected in some form of instrument. Yes, we have taken powers from these investors and given it back to the people who own the natural resources. Remember, natural resources belong to the state in which they are found. So unless they are sold through some contracts or whatsoever form, originally they belong to the indigenes. So that are all the nationals at the global level, because most natural resources belong to the nation, not the indigenes in the small locality where it's found. Yeah. So it depends. In some states, like federations like the US, the laws vary. There are states where the natural resource belongs to the person who finds it. If I find it in my compound, it's mine. Meanwhile, there are other states that if you find it, belongs to the government. So it varies according to the laws. So this was the same position that was held here, that for this permanent sovereignty to be made absolute, it was supposed to be reflected in two places. One, it had to be reflected in contractual agreements, and secondly, it had to be reflected in the laws of the state or host country from where the natural resource was being exploited. So this brings us to how the United Nations brought an end to the conflict between multinational companies and producers of natural resources in the developing countries. So hoping that this was well understood, I'll see you in my next episode with yet another sweet and warm topic which we all are going to enjoy. Once more, happy birthday to His Excellency Dr. Barrister Peter Mba. We celebrate you here at Cincinnati and Nigeria, and we can't wait for you to send our goodies all the way from Nigeria to Cameroon. One love. Mwah!